brightest right here on Promise Television. Good morning, and how are you doing? We are here one more time in the business treasure. Did you know that honey is sweet? But Promise TV is also sweeter. Today tunakwata tunolira omubisi business y'omubisi eno etambula etya ate osobola okubanga ogifunamu otya kuva wolinaffe wetuli sewala nnyo mukwano kosa namba 074645 okubanga otoyingako era okubanga obuuza ebibuuzo byolina wobanga otulabira ku TV and this conversation you're enjoying it, you can follow us on Promise TV UG on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. But for now we do have an amazing guest. She's called Miss Charity Chisache. She is the director of Nectar of Canaan Honey. Tunakwatutegera omubisi mukwano tulokalire nga bwofuna akatagoko n'ekikopo kyo ekyatayi.
Good morning.
How you do? You look so lovely.
Thank you. Happy to finally meet you.
Ochikoloche, how do you do?
Stiwa cha mukama.
Wewa?
Yes, kama tumwebaza olw'okutukuuma n'okutuwa amagezi okukozesa ebyo bye yatonda.
Yeah.
For us to see how we can utilize them and make our lives happy, healthy, as well as make money. Because he blesses us, he gives us the power to make wealth.
Charity, I feel someone who is empowered, someone who has been taught, someone who has built themselves. What is the secret? Because your answer could be what someone else is seeking for.
Yes, it still goes back to God. I am a strong believer in God's timing. When, you know, the Bible says that he knew us before we were formed in our mother's wombs. So he ordained our paths. And I believe for me to be here, it is God ordained.
Yeah.
It is God ordained. So when you have that self-awareness and identity, trust me, you can always venture out in everything. You will always say, you know, you will venture into it. So that's the same spirit I move with. Actually, that was one of the motivations for me to start. I'm like, abantu nga bakola ebintu bino nange kambikoleko ndabe we bigenda. And indeed the Lord is faithful, bigenda bulungi.
Soko tuzeeko mabega watandika otya, what inspired you? Wali okola ki transition in the honey?
Yes, so briefly, just to introduce myself, Mampita Kisache Gloria Charity. I hail from the eastern part of Uganda. Yes, Siriwawa no Kampala. I'm Jinja. Era abazadde bange bali Jinja. Basanyufu nnyo nkimanyi they are. I think they are watching because the whole family was shared, was informed. Yes, primarily I am a lawyer. Oh, actually, I can say I'm not kidding. I'm an advocate of the High Court and subordinate courts there too.
Wewa obanga mutule mukalire tuwulirize lawyer ate business yatandika.
So see, owale asinna buvaamu mulimu nnyo. I practice the law, mostly commercial and corporate law, and then banking and finance law.
Okay.
Those are my specialities. Wow. So eno business ya honey tenanzija kumulamwa obamateeka nago ngulimu, but it's because I mostly advise business people in the corporate and commercial, then banking and finance. That is how I was able to transition into that's how I was able to transition into the business. So I was driven by the passion of living a healthy life. First of all, just to give a small brief story.
Okay.
Tata wange yafuna accident sometime.
Sorry.
And he got a stitch on his lip. Ne bamutunga omumwa nga kuliko scar enene.
Sorry.
And it used to look funny. So one time, one of the doctors tells him that for that scar to go down, keep applying honey every day. And right now, if you see him,
Tosana chikiriza nti
honey nti bamutungako omumwa skirt eriwo. So I became curious about that nengamba omubisi nze nali manyi tuguteeka mu chai nakusiiga ku mugaati. But then it's from that I started doing research, also because, as I said, mu mirimu gyange gy'amateeka, I advise business people. I got to interact with some people in northern Uganda, Arua district, abatunda omubisi, abakola beekeeping. So that's how I picked up the momentum. Nengamba nange nsobola kino kikola. I can bring honey from Arua, pure, unadulterated, bring it to Kampala, package it, nguza abantu bange.
N'abaruwe baba bakututeyo bafaanana munnange.
Bafaanana kyo kituufu.
So here you are, a great inspiring turnaround story of Daddy getting an accident and him being transformed, and you said, I can do more than this.
Yes.
At that moment, what was running in your mind? Were you just skeptical to maybe business is just tumbler, maybe it won't?
Yes, actually, what was going on in my mind is because there is honey on the market. To be honest, I can't say I'm a pioneer of the product. There is lots of honey brands on the market. But then I needed, because all these brands on the market, you can't know their sources. So I said, Kangazeko, as any other business person, you go, of course, with a lot of energy, uchitandikana manyi manji nogamba, kandabe jeshina agenda. So me, I said, I will bring my honey, pack, filter it myself, because muletanga chali, of course, bali baba mujeyo mu beehive, but it still has a lot of wax and propolis. So me, I filter it myself, and then package it. I go and source for the packaging myself, pack it, and then distribute it to the several people. So in my mind, I of course I had the vegan, the energy, but of course sometimes you feel like but definitely when you're determined, you always find yourself pushing through and getting to where you would want to be.
Charity, are you the first, the middle, or the last born?
Oh, I am a firstborn.
Era nkulaba oli muka fighter kali.
Yes.
Naye nga tuvuddeyo. Nectar of Canaan honey. Erinnya lyajja litya kubanga getting a business time has never been easy.
So nga bwe nkugambye nti ndi mukkiriza, I am a Christian, I am a believer. So we all know that story of the Israelites, going to the promised land. So, and one of the promises was honey and milk. So I just sat down, I'm like, so honey, the promised land, and then honey, we know that honey is good from bees, and the bees pick nectar. Then they manufacture it in their beehives. So I'm like, I started putting words together. I'm like, nectar of honey, or nectar of honey from the promised land. But then that's so long. Remember, at some point I actually felt like naming it my name. I'm like, Kisache honey. But then I'm like, Kati owarua Kisache rinzo. So I'm like, Nedda, let me go with nectar of Canaan honey, because of the promised land, we were going to Canaan, there was milk and honey. So that's how I came up with the name Nectar of Canaan honey. Oh, sweetheart.
At this moment, tulikwogera ku mwaka ki watandika?
Oh, by the way, I've not been in business for so long.
But you sound like
7 months.
Over
I've been in business for 7 months. I started in March this year, but so far, so good.
Business here is Charity thriving. So you can also start today, and you don't be saying, it's too late, it's too what. You can hear such a great story, which is very inspiring. And what was the vision now, Nectar of Canaan honey, Etose? What was the vision for you in terms of who are going to be your, who are you going to supply to, who's your target market?
So my vision, of course, right now, when I was starting out, I said, I will talk to the people in my circles. That's my family, definitely. Daddy and mommy had to buy honey. My extended family, they are very supportive, very supportive. My brother, we are 2 children, so my follower, my brother, I told him he's at university. I told him, tell those campuses they can buy, I have honey. And honey is very diverse. because it has a lot of uses. Medicinal, honey, banaba skin care, bamukozesa, abenviri, bamukozesa. Kwegamba honey, totally limited. So that my target market was, if I start with the immediate family or the immediate people in my circles, then those will be, if my product is authentic, I will be bajo kuntunde walala. And that is what is happening right now.
You chose quality over quantity.
Yes.
Were you intentional on your branding and packaging?
Yes, because even before, of course, when I birthed the idea, I went and looked for banaba designing flyers and logos. Nentula n'omwami nakola design esoka nengambe yote kijjayo koleyo kubiri like that. So I was very intentional because when you look at the logo, it's the wording there, sweetness from the promised land, because as I said, the background in the name, so it was still running through as we were coming up with the entire packaging and branding of the honey. So that is how that was my vision. I said, bano abando kumpi, weba matira. Trust me, they will tell the other people, and that's exactly what is happening right now.
Wow.
Even my very first clients were actually my biggest first client is a doctor based in the US. I just texted him and told him, oh, I have honey. He said, you know, kati omuntu abade exposed weru aba skeptical agamba na is your thing authentic, because for them they really look at quality before they consume. But he said, Gloria, where is your honey from? I told him my honey is from Arua.
Wow. You know, I'm very interested. There's other parts where honey comes from.
Yes, honey comes from several places. Western Uganda, there are people that do honey in Tungamo.
Wow.
Places that have forests. Yes, where people grow trees and coffee. Yes, honey comes from all those places. And in Arua, people, you know, it's like next to the border of Congo. Yeah, so there's lots of forests, so people keep hives there.
No, toleterako. Sokotowolide manayukani gokute. In terms of when you were looking at the packaging, why did you choose this kind of packaging?
Yes, so first of all, let me start with this packaging. This is the 500 grams. That's a half liter. Okay. Kainzola bikanga katono, but honey is heavy. So when you weigh it, it might actually exceed 500 grams. Yeah. That shows that it's authentic. Authentic honey is always thick. Okay.
Atali fake
abera very light nga atangala.
Okay.
In that ne bomuteka mu katugame mu chai oba mazi agali warm, it easily dissolves. Otunulamu woto gwokubiri nga tomulaba. Naye ono ye abera thick, agenda womyiwa boti mu kikopo. It goes and settles at the base of whatever container you've poured in. So this is the half liter, and I chose a container for 1 liter because tumanyi nti most honey brands
maybe in a big bottle or something. Yes,
they're always in jerry cans, and it becomes sometimes hard okumumalamu eri wansi. So when you have a round container, okozesa ekijiko kyo n'omugyamu bulungi n'obimalamu byonna n'omanya nti ekyo nkimaliriza, n'otokaba nti ate nkoze loosi ate buhani bwange busigaddemu. So that's why I chose this packaging of a round container for the honey. Yes,
so pricing honey is not a cheap. It's not a cheap natural remedy. How did you develop the pricing, and especially with the competitive market that we have in Uganda?
Yes. So, what business here, they are aware that before you come up with a price, you first do market research. So I tested several honey brands and, did market research, asked around, went to different shops, nemanyant, okay. Abantu baseeramu honey, bamuseeramu kubanga era omigaso mingi omuntu amanya kyakuguza naga akabeeyi keeko. So me, because I wanted something this important to be affordable and for everyone to be able to reach it. Nengamba nze akabeeyi kankakole nga kasaamusaamu nga n'omwana wa university asobola okufuna hani kubanga abaana ba university abo baagala okwefaako ka skin care enviiri you know so I'm like n'omwana wa university abeere nga asobola okukafuna n'omukyala ali eyo alina abaana balina flu abeere nga naye asobola okukola ki okukafuna. And now, for example, like at my workplace where gye nkolera emirimu gyange egy'amateeka, people there support me so much. No, ne bano abatuyambako mu support staff oyinza okusuubira nti abo balaba nga byakwejalabya but they really buy it because they know it's affordable and it's good. So that's how I came up with my pricing.
Wow.
Yes.
Uno muje Arua because it involves a stage of packaging it, you know, pouring, staging, and then, you know, delivering to different people. How long is this process for you?
So the process, once it comes from Arua, it's 1 day is enough. It's just that kachinze nkola so mbera with a whole day kuva kumacha paka olweggulo so bwe nkomawo nga nkomyewo, then that's when I give it like about 3 to 4 hours to filter a 20-liter jerry can. 3 to 4 hours. Yes. You don't rush honey. I don't rush honey and also because it's pure. Now Gambia, one of the characteristics abera thick ng'obuugi. Imagine you're pouring obuugi through akasengeja and mulimu ebintu bingi so tomupapira almost even 5 hours because sometimes I filter 30 liters so that's a whole 20-liter jerry can and half of it, or sometimes when basiko eno nteka mu bidomola bibiri nembi filteringa I package nenteka mu storage yange.
Someone helps you to do this?
I do all this myself.
Mukwano go CEO mukwano tego marketeer.
Nze CEO, nze marketeer, nze vision bearer, nze delivery woman.
Let's go back to abachala in this age jetolimo charity. Omuwala talina mulimu wiigi gyayambadde ya miliyoni 2, essimu gy'akutte ya miliyoni 4, apartment gy'asulamu ya bukadde 2. They don't have any investment. Ki ky'obagamba?
Omukyala ali eyo n'omuwala ali eyo. What I can say is no one will save you. No one is coming to save you. Ensi gye tulimu, ensi Katonda eno gye yatuwa. Yatuwa commandments. Okay, it's not among the 10 commandments, but it's a principle in life. Whatever you sow, you reap. And tosobola kusiga nga totaddemu effort. Tosobola kukungula nga tewasize. Tosobola kera kumakya n'ogamba mpulira njagala bijanjaalo kangene mbijjewawo nga tewasize bijanjaalo. So woba oyagala obulamu obulungi, and this is a principle I picked from my parents because nkulidde mu maka nga abazadde bange bakozi, mama mukozi, tata mukozi, balimi balina n'emirimu gyabwe egy'okusomesa n'ebirala, but n'okulima. And me, I started working I think in my P7 vac. I have been P7 vac nagenda nali ntunda mu dduuka. To duka, not my parents' shop. Meanwhile, I went and there is a family friend to my parent that had a stationery shop. I went and sold in his shop. Senior 4 vac nenzirayo nentunda. Senior 6 vac kata ono nali mukolera mirimu 2 nga ntunda mu stationery ate yalina ne sako y'okusavinga bano kibiina nalamu ntuulamu. So me, I know that hard work pays.
Business mindset wagitandika okyali muto?
Nalitandika nkyali muto, kati no sikubulidde na birala. Nakolako nalimako babita mushrooms, obutiko. Nga I go, I look for the things, materials, nembiteeka mu buveera, nenkuba emisumaali, nenkola ekiyumba, nenteekamu obutiko, nembutambuza, nze natundako sumbuusa. Generally
bana esoko lindeko munange omuzadde atulaba omwana omusomesa business mindset ng'akyali muto wuuno Charity atubuulidde nti yali akola emirimu egy'enjawulo ng'akyali muto kati she is a lawyer, an advocate in the High Court. Kiba kitegeeza omwana emirimu musomesa emirimu gino of course gye twagala egya lawyer egyaki naye era ne business mindset bateekemu abaana leka tuba evolving mu business zaffe. Well, tugenda kuba tutunuulira ebibuuzo ebiyingiddewo gwateeyezeeko kosa namba 07464556. Ekibuuzo ekisooka Charity ono abuuza agamba thank you so much for today's guest. She is fired up for the show. Me, I want to understand her motivation because she looks like you can't pull her down easily.
My motivation is mbere bulungi mu bulamu buno. That is one of my motivations. And also, one thing we should know is, especially for who believe in Jesus Christ, tulinamu ekintu ekyo, God will provide. God's timing, God will make a way, but trust me, buli kintu kyetukola mu nsi muno kyetaaga ssente.
Very true.
Kyetaaga ssente, ministry yeetaaga ssente, okubeera obulungi kwetaaga ssente, okusomesa abaana kwetaaga ssente. Right now I'm not married, sirina abaana, but I am looking at the future. And emirimu gye nkola, besides the honey, as I said, I am an advocate, I am employed.
Yes.
So when you're looking at the future of, I want to reach a certain age, and I have built a legacy for my children. Now that is one of my motivations.
Wow.
I look at it and I'm like, okay, I know I'm a lawyer, I am working, I am earning, but then what is that legacy that I am going to leave? I am leaving behind. Sinazala abana, but that's what God, because the Bible says without a vision people perish. Woba tolina vision, trust me, you will always be looking around you. Ufunye chetan, ndi okay kangene koleka wig. Ufunye chebiri, it's okay kangene ndi mwenkoko. But when you're not looking at mumaso when diba mvuddewo, abana bange banatandikira kuki. But even the people around, how are you able to impact? Because you see now kati nganze hani ono je mujja, one of the things also that pushes me is nange waliyo abampita boss bengulako mubisi bengujja.
It's a chain.
Yes, it's a chain. So manya nti there is a family I'm actually feeding from purchasing, because abantu beyo, by the way, but most of them balina ebintu bino, but they are very,
the market is low.
The market is low. So abera ono mubisi omutukako nga yena gamba I have my honey here but I don't know. So no gamba, no, let me buy this honey. No manyi nti omuguzeko mubisi ogwo agenda kusomesa abaana be naye agenda kubeera bulungi mu bulamu bwe. So even me, I know that besides me supporting myself, building my legacy, I have people that I am equally supporting. And also, this brand is growing. I'm going to end up also employing people, because chimanyi ngenda tuke ekiseera nga sisobola kubeera marketeer, nza filtering, nza kolachi, nga, so I bring in people and it's a whole chain of, you know, nange ntuleka ngambe nti I supported on the economy of Uganda. I have helped in eradicating unemployment. Yes, so those are the things that motivate me. I always look away, like wide spectrum of thoughts. Yes. Wide
spectrum work, I say.
Okay.
It was a Gamba. Thank you for the show. What are the basic things to have when starting the honey business?
Yes. So you have to, first of all, Katimi, let me give you my example. I started with 500 Uganda shillings.
Mitwala atano. Okay.
Naye waliyo benayogerako nabo batandika even with less.
Okay.
But what makes it ekisinga munyo okutwala sente nyingi is picking the honey from wherever you're picking it from. And of course, olusi toyagala kujayo 10 liters okka. Oyagala ojje kubanga, you know, it's a distance.
True.
So me, I try to purchase quite more. and brought, but also besides doing the market research on the pricing, because all that will determine engeri gy'omugyayo your bargaining power, then n'otunuulira kati oba omaze okukola logo yo omaze designinga biki abantu b'okudesigninga bangi, but you can also do it yourself. Yes, tulina apps nyingi ennaku zino ogenda ku internet no designing ekintu
osobola okwefuukira graphic designer.
Yes, so kwefukira graphic designer, but then also the packaging. Packaging. Nagenda nze kati nagendeyo wansi mu Arua Park nenguza abakyala eyo wansi. By the way, business oba ogenda gikola tolina kwematira abakyala abo tolina kwefuula all knowing
kayako okumatira kenje
okwematira ako tolina kwematira. Because kati nganze omuntu ayinza okugamba, oh, you're a lawyer, so natuka wali njogera luzungu, how much is this? Can I get that? No. Omukyala ajja kutunuulira agambe ogiroberawo n'oluzungu lwe madamu. Olina okugendera ddala wali wansi.
Ate natolabikayo corporate things.
Nze kati wonsanga eyo mu tawuni ng'agiriwa. Actually, there's a time I met a client and he said, kati kanso enokolayo ki? Ng'ebyalo yanabivuddemu dda kati ndi mu kuyiriba. But that's the way to go. So packaging, I went downtown, spoke to the different people that deal. You find a variety of people. Sanga abantu banja balina packaging. Buli omu abeera ne price ye. And you have to interact with them. Buli omu n'akubulira nti kati kano ke kakola oba oyagala kupima wekiti kano kajja kukolera market baba bajja katwala. Yes, so packaging n'ogula mu liter n'ogula ebya half liter baku advising depending on what you want to start with. Yes, so ofunye packaging, basic things to start with. Packaging oba obucupa oba budomola bwebukokolera okusinzira ku market.
Ate bana abatunda obutono oba obukumira would you advise something like that?
Yes, because because there are some people who won't afford getting a whole jerrycan. Yeah, so Nabombulina, it's just that my market right now, they haven't really asked for those. So mainly into the half liter, 5 liter going upwards.
Okay.
So packaging, kastobo funye honey, packaging, label, ebisigadde bikwatirawo.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe katinganze I sell to also corporate people, so when okufuna packaging enunjo like tofuna buno vera. Yes, so nabo tekamo, but anyone you can start with even 300,000, 400,000 Uganda shillings.
Wow.
Yes.
Charity wazze kututwala.
Tulina okukyusa obulamu.
Ekibuuzo wano ekiddako abantu nno bakomatidde ekyensusso.
Amiina.
Onaabuuza agamba nze ndi muntu atuula ewaka sirina mulimu ate n'emitwalo 5 nago sigayina. Kati ampa magezi ki?
Kati oyo omuntu, they can actually reach out to me because now me mitwalo 5 ago lwakuba nagenda eri nenzigyayo hani kati otekamu transport ebyo byonna. But if you can even have like 200,000. Kati nga bwe ngambye nti osobola otandika n'opima obwo olukumi obw'ebbiri obw'esatu. And those containers cost about I think kakaaga a dozen.
Okay.
I think it's 5,000 or 6,000 obw'ebbiri n'obw'olukumi a dozen obucupa 10 nabo container 10 nabo biri. So omanya nti dozen obucupa nfunye omubisi gw'enjoki definitely kati gwanga agenda otandika mba ngenda kuguza ku wholesale mba sigenda kuguza nga bano abalala abatwala for consumption. So omanya nti nfunyeyo hani nfunye container nga bwe ngambye branding. Kati let me tell you, sometimes branding, okay, it's important, but if you have your market, omuntu gogenda otuula ogambe nti nina omubisi guno mulungi ne oba tolina label ajja kugugula. But also, as I said, ennaku zino tulina apps. Otula no designing ekintu kyo
n'ogenda batujjamu nga mitwalo 10 oba mitwalo enjo ate
ng'osobola okyekolera. You sit down no designer n'ofuna erinnya n'ongamba Mirembe Honey n'oteekako gwe n'odduka ku NASA ne bakuprintingira obuntu obustika n'oteekako mitwalo 215 oba otandise business.
Wow, ekitegeeza omuntu atateeka n'oba ng'otaddeko just a simple name and a contact kisingirako ddala nga toyinaako wadde
Yes.
wagamba tabira bakunoonya nga tebakulaba.
Yeah, kasita oteekako linnya contact ebisigadde advertising
Ejja kuba simplified.
Yes.
Nga tuvudde mu the questions coming in. What is your take on the power of networking in business?
The power of networking is one of the most important aspects when it comes to business, when it comes to growing a business.
Charity wani kyogedde mu Luganda omukyalo oyo n'ategeera
Networking oba kyogera kya mu Luganda.
Networking tekikyuka.
Networking mu business kye kintu ekikyasinze okubeera ekikulu era eky'amaanyi.
Yeah.
Networking kubanga kati togenda kubeera na products yo otuule naye awo nga tolina muntu gw'oyogeddeko naye kugigula ejja kutuulirawo kubanga nze let me tell you from ku mirimu gye nkola eyo egya bwalooya client oba interactinga naye nagamba ku status yo nalabako honey olina nga nina mukama wange ng'omutuusaako awo honey but also it's a thing of my friends. My friends tell their bosses, tell their friends, because of course most of my friends nasoma nabo so nabo bali mu mateka different law firms, but they tell their bosses, they tell their clients. So gendo bera nga someone is calling you, hello, so and so told me you have honey. Ngogamba yes I do ngomutusako mubisi. But also I've learned that from my parents. They always tell us the biggest investment you can make is in creating networks. That's what my dad was. And my parents, Tata and my mom, they have friends. And trust me, my father convinces those people to buy my hand. Ginger. Nekati, I'm sure I'm going to go to my phone and find a missed call from my father. While you're gonna get that on I got a movie it's that network. Honey, my honey has crossed up to Kenya.
Wow. My
honey has gone abroad because of networking.
Charity, we are almost drawing to the close of the show, and twagala tutegeere how you balance employment and you have your business.
Yes, prioritizing.
Wow.
I don't know how that I can put that in
Luganda.
Okumanya
ebyenkizo.
At what point?
Yeah.
Because we all have 24 hours in a day. Tell him to go Museveni to so aganti. Museveni akola ebintu bingi so mukama yamuwa sawa 3 mukaga nedda. Fena tulina sawa 24. That is one of the fairest things God did.
Yeah.
Cheche kintu fena katonda kye yatuyira naga mwenna sawa 24. Kati gomanya akuwa blank check gwamanya wezikozesa. So okera kumacha ng'olina plan. Kati me I know until Monday to Friday 8 to 6 nkola mirimu gya office. Then after that, outside that, when nzirayo wakasidda ku TikTok, of course I go to social media to post, check out wali ampadde message and all that. That's what I use social media for, because it's also a very important aspect mu kino ekyasa kye tuli mu TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp byonna. Then that's now you tune your mind nogamba kati ntuuse waka sawa ya kutuula mu bisi ku filtering ku packaging nina katabo kange ka notebook. That's also another thing, keeping records. No manya nti nafunye order weight so nenzayo mu ka notebook kange ne manya okay so and so ya orderinze ku musigwe guguno ya orderinze ne mbana bawadde da even like delivery time. I'm sorry, I'll not be able to deliver within the day or the course of the week, but Saturday. So I utilize my weekends a lot. Nemanya nti Saturday sawa bweziti ngenda wano twala wali ne ku Sunday ate jjukira ku Saturday olusina kutubeera n'emikolo, so nakyo awo katokera ku maca waliwo gwe nakonkonako 12 nagamba nange omubisi wasika mubisi naye lwakuba nali mayini n'embaga ezo 2 and I can't leave my customer to lewa kwanze nina embaga olw'omukaaga. Yes, so you prioritize n'ogamba okay, business client bwati waliyo actually ababeera there are those actually who simplify for because me I am open sikulimba ne nkugamba nti tujja kuleeta ssaawa 5 ng'ate manyi ssaawa 5 nja kuba ndi ku office nkola nja bakama bange so mubuulira nagamba I understand nja kuyitirako side zeeyo then before you know it oba totaddemu na budde ate kugenda munoonya nakutuukakawo mwenyini oba ovudde nagewaka n'omuwa n'agenda. So it's about prioritizing and knowing nti kati obudde buno office obudde buno business yange notabeera nga you mixing up issues to get issues kubanga kati supposing like right now I'm supposed to be at office but I requested my bosses for this
what to say abantu balina empisembi boss agenda kulaba waneeno ku Promise TV n'agamba
omwana mbadde manyi ali mu office but because and I'm sure they allowed me because they know that at my work I serve well, I serve diligently. So when I requested for this hour nagamba it's okay, you go finish and you know you will come back and start from where. So it's about prioritizing and utilizing your time well.
Wow. Yes. Charity, obudde olwakuba butudduseeko naye
I know.
How would you want to sign or out, even in or over and about the show today?
First of all, I am so happy and glad to be here. Mwebale kumpa mukisa guno kwogerako n'abawuliriza baffe okuba motivatinga abakyala abali eyo abawala abavubuka ffenna bannange. There is no what can I say waliyo kino ekintu of procrastination
okugamba nti nja okulowooleza naye nga tosalawo.
There is always, people say there is always no right time kati kano ke kaseera kedde kumaca ngenda kitandika. You start slowly. Omanyi abantu b'ennaku zino tetwagala, we don't want to go through the process. Tulaba Angel ku TV naganzi nange ngenda ku TV naye nga tomanyi Angel gye yatandikira. Tomanyi nti yali akola voice overs eyo nga teri amulaba namulaba. It's from there that someone picked her up or she gained the experience and then she kept on building up. So you always have to find somewhere to start from. It's never okay, but you always have to find somewhere to start from. And motivation, be motivated, be determined, and then say agala abantu nga bintu byakufuba. No, nothing is. N'abaana babagagga by the way. Nabyo boyina okufuba kwanga tata abalina okuyigiriza how he does it so that when he's not away or the mother or whoever you can know how to progress. So and then si yakubeera okutuula kulera ngalo.
Be motivated, be determined, be assertive, then miracle. Mwana
lekera okwekubagiza. Nsagana abantu bekubagiza banyiza n'okunyiza because I don't know how you sit down and say me I can't do nothing. I can't, it can't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
In just a second, what do you do in your free time or that time where you're just refreshing and it's no business?
In my free time I love watching movies, those Christian movies, because most of them bring the Bible stories, but not necessarily to life, like Nocha and Ogamba. Kumbe, these people baliwe, but it's different from when you read sometimes. Yes, but also those movies, some of them are life stories of people's lives, and I like watching people's stories because some of those movies are stories of how people have progressed in life and want to be to money. So that's one of the things. Reading. My parents have always encouraged us to read, but also the line of work I'm in is about reading. So you find yourself reading this, reading the other, reading that. But I also like resting. Never come. Yadde mpambana bino byonna newamulengamba kaneebakemuko because it's good for your body. It's really good for your body. Yes. So some of the things.
Charity Chesache.
Yes.
Thank you for being our guest.
You're welcome.
Otukoze bulungi, otusomesezza, otulaze ensobi ze tukola, n'otwokinga wano n'ogamba mukyuseeko kineeno nga tonnaba kutandika oyinza okuba tolina mitwalo 5 ekosawooza oyinawo. Be on the lookout and also balancing our personal lives all together. N'okusevinga. Omukwana atulaba obala okuba nga toyinzeeko olunaku olwaleero right here on the Promise TV. Abadde Charity Kisache all the way from Nectar of Canaan Honey. 7 months in business, but I think she beats even some people whose businesses have existed for some years. Be determined, be motivated, be assertive with your business. Watch the tukusibula here now. Emboozi eno ewoomye era nkusaba oddeyo ku YouTube ogirabe at Promise TV. Yugira subscribing, follow us on our social media handles. Era n'akalango nako kaleete aka business tujja kuba tukateekako butereevu ddala nnyo. Katukusibule right here and right now. Coming up is the kindergarten. This show has been made possible by Gerald M, thank you. And also Uncle Mark right in the control room, you know. Thank you. You guys are doing a great job. Bye-bye for now.